So hello everybody, this is Kevin Jones. I'm the Executive Director of SACIA. I'm sure you're aware that we're going to be hosting elections for the new SACIA Board starting on Monday. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to introduce some of the individuals that have accepted a nomination to serve on the SACIA Board for the next 2 years. One of the nominees is Roman Magis. Roman's the current chair of the SACIA Certification Council, also a current member of the SACIA board. So, Roman, welcome to this discussion. I have a couple of
questions I
wanted to ask of you, but perhaps as a starting point, you could just provide a little bit of insight into who you are and where you stand within the broad communications sector.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the introduction first. And I'm involved in the media and communication industry for the last 28 years. I started in Germany with my own company, where we were building turnkey studios and a large portfolio of different products and introduced certain brands into the German market. Then 12 years ago, I joined Siemens for the SABC digitization project as an enterprise architect, and we determined the roadmap for the SABC for the next 10 years. 7 years ago, I joined Accenture to create the media business and the media portfolio for Accenture South Africa. And currently I'm leading I'm co-leading the media and advertising portfolio for Accenture for Africa, Middle East, and Asia.
Very nice. Now, I mentioned earlier that you've been involved in various SACIA activities in the past, so perhaps you could just expand on what it is that you've been involved with insofar as SACIA is concerned over the last few years.
Yes, let me elaborate quickly. I think we started about 5 years ago, and I was part at that point of the big council, and we started to develop the framework for the knowledge portfolio, which is required to do a certification. I was actively involved in drafting not only the framework, but also we developed in the end all the processes and workflows internally to make sure that we have a robust and consistent certification process. And then I was appointed as the chairman of the certification council finally.
Okay, so kind of a 5 years history of engagement within SACIA. You've obviously established a platform, but what is it that you're expecting to contribute over the next 2 years?
Yes, I have 3 main priorities, which I think are very important for the African industry, where we, so specifically first, we need to grow the membership, and we have to make sure that we specifically guide students into professional development and make sure that we actually build a robust community for knowledge sharing, for knowledge transfer, and making sure that people actually adhere to the professional standards. Then the second point, which I always see, which is really important and where I'm actively involved in, is in the entire convergence of media companies, the advertising area, and telcos, because telcos are evolving into media players. We saw that with AT&T, for example, which is heavily going into the media space with Warner and HBO, and also did actually acquire Xander. So there's a large advertising angle from that perspective as well. And we see that worldwide, that advertising and telco services and media companies are merging because they cannot survive without each other anymore. And there we can definitely play a very big role in how to guide the industry in the best way that it will be successful in the future. The third point, which I think is very important, is that we expand on training, that we add these other portfolios to our offerings in the end. and create common standards across the industry so that clients know exactly what they get delivered, and if the standards of installations, for example, are according to certain standards. And which is important in that area is also to publish the applicable white paper so that there's guidance available. So
okay.
These are my three main points, basically.
Okay, just summarize those three. So one was youth development and career paths, or the development of career paths that allow people to evolve their career over a period of time. What was the second one?
Supporting that, let's say it this way, I would actually like to swap the last two around, because the expand on training and create students with white papers, create standards with white papers,
Right.
is actually feeding into the first point.
Yes.
And then the third point would basically be expanding the professional body into the other areas,
Okay.
making sure that we are active in advertising and in the telco space as well.
Okay, very good. Okay, so thank you for that, Roman. We're going to be hosting, before the voting opens on Monday, we're going to be hosting a webinar at 9 o'clock. If you have any questions that you'd like to present to Roman, please send them through to me at the email address questions@sacia.org.za, and I'll make sure that those questions are presented to Roman on Monday's webinar. You can register at the link below. And so, Roman, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you on Monday morning.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to Monday morning.
Speak to you then.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.